voorsprong. Kevin De Bruyne, alweer hij, zorgt net voor afluiten voor de 6-2. Genk is de moed dan al lang verloren en Gent komt dan ook niet meer.
Regard to Kevin De Bruyne, could you please expand on why you said you took your option not to bring him? He's perfectly fit. It sounds as if he's not doing enough for you.
He was not selected. Was my decision. Only 11 can play and 18 to be to be selected because I didn't like the match he played against Swindon and I didn't like the way he was trained.
My goodness, Jeff, you know, the world is going mad, isn't it? You look at the amount of money they're paying for this boy, it's just absolutely bonkers.
Chelsea paid £6.7 million for him. Wolfsburg paid 18 million in January of last year, and now we're talking about 50-odd million pounds.
He's a good player, but is he a great player in that respect, you know, for what he's done, where he's played? No, Wolfsburg are a good team and they got into the Champions League, but come on.
Was Jose Mourinho wrong to let him go?
Hey guys, it's Will. What you just saw was Mourinho when asked about leaving De Bruyne out of the starting 11 at Chelsea, and Sky Sports reporting De Bruyne's transfer to Man City. Crazy, right? Kevin De Bruyne has just been announced PFA Player of the Year for his historical 2019-20 campaign, where he tied the record for most assists in a Premier League season, by a long shot. In second place with only 13 was Alexander-Arnold, followed by Robertson with only 12 assists. Kevin De Bruyne has been remarkable, and it's fair to say he reached new levels this season. But Kevin De Bruyne's first experience in the Premier League may not have gone as planned. In January 2012, De Bruyne would sign to Chelsea on a 5.5-year deal for €6.7 million. After signing, he was loaned back to his former club, Genk, to finish the season. And when he returned to Stamford Bridge that summer, he was moved out again on loan to Werder Bremen. He wasn't convinced that it was necessary, but the season proved to be good for him. With 33 appearances, 10 goals and 9 assists, he thrived in Germany, winning the league's award for Young Player of the Year. After the end of his breakout season, another opportunity came knocking at his door. Jurgen Klopp offered De Bruyne the opportunity to stay in Germany permanently for Borussia Dortmund. While the offer was tempting, Chelsea did not entertain the bid at all and ordered him back at Stamford Bridge. He was ready to prove himself, as a steady season lay ahead of him, but he found himself sidelined under manager Mourinho. After only 4 preseason appearances and 2 starts in the Premier League season, he would never start for Chelsea again. It didn't last long before he would be moved. There were a lot of speculations and rumors, but the truth is, it seemed that the relationship was very one-sided between the player and the club. He explained that he only spoke to Jose Mourinho twice while playing under him, and one day he was called into his office where a life-changing moment had occurred. De Bruyne explained that he absolutely needed to play, even if it meant for another club. And the club agreed, and ended up selling him. I gotta say, I can't blame them. At the time, Chelsea was stacked with talent, and there wasn't room for chances during the season for Mourinho. De Bruyne's market value was high at the beginning of the season and would only depreciate over time, so they decided to sell him for double what they bought him for. Wolfsburg parted out with €18 million to sign De Bruyne, and this was the making of the Belgium star. He scored 13 goals in 51 games and equaled the record number of assists in a single season, his best season thus far. And, if you ask me, De Bruyne had his best game here. The game that would put him on the map. Not only did he end Bayern's unbeaten league run, he blew them away with an inspiring performance and garnered universal praise, all in the memory of his friend and teammate, Junior Malanda. Wolfsburg would get to work quickly in the 3rd minute. Bastos would finish off an assist from De Bruyne. Right before the half, Bastos would finish off a rugged rebound, and at the half, it was 2-0. De Bruyne, off a clever breakaway staying on sides, finishes past one of the greatest keepers in the world, Neuer. Bayern would fire back with a goal of their own, but it wasn't enough.
Kevin De Bruyne wraps it up spectacularly! Boy, that's a hit! That is some hit! He's just...
De Bruyne put Bayern to rest, twisting and turning Dante before sending him back to Brazil for his 2nd goal. And just like that, De Bruyne was on Man City and Pep's radar. After that season, De Bruyne received an offer from Manchester City. He accepted the offer and moved to Etihad Stadium for 55 million euros, the second most expensive transfer in British history. And with that came criticism. City paid so much for a player who had failed his first audition only 2 years earlier, but De Bruyne would soon quiet any doubts. In his first season under Manuel Pellegrini, he won the City Player of the Month award 4 times and scored 16 goals, helping City win the League Cup and first ever place in the Champions League semi-finals. Pellegrini praised him as the perfect player. To put that into perspective, Pellegrini has managed players such as Ronaldo, Kaká, Van Nistelrooy, Xabi Alonso, Vincent Kompany, and many, many more. De Bruyne is renowned as perhaps the Premier League's most consistent provider, coming close to the assist record not only once, but twice, with 19 assists in the 2016-2017 campaign and 16 assists in the 2017-2018 campaign. He was close, and he knew he was close. Henry's record has stood for the best part of 2 decades, having contributed 20 assists to the Gunners' 2002-03 season. The two knew each other well from Henry's time working with the Belgium national team, and he has long been warned by De Bruyne that his record was in danger. Furthermore, he has created the most chances and had the most goal involvements of any player in the division. De Bruyne has been with City for 5 seasons and now has a total of 57 goals and 89 assists in 222 appearances for the club. 66 of those assists in the Premier League, placing him in 15th place in the all-time table. He still has time to climb, and with how he's been performing, he will definitely pass some of the greats. De Bruyne is the first Manchester City player to win the award in the history of the club. He beat out competition from 4 of Liverpool's Premier League title-winning squad: Mané, Alexander-Arnold, Henderson, and last season's winner Van Dijk. This season, he has continued to go from strength to strength. Most recently during the Manchester derby, in which he was named man of the match. He scored, assisted, in a 2-1 victory at Old Trafford against none other than Jose Mourinho. Further praise was then heaped on him by his current manager, Pep Guardiola, referring to him as a special, outstanding player, and even going as far to suggest that in football, he is second only to Lionel Messi. For whatever reason, it didn't work out at Chelsea for him. But it seems though that at even 55 million euros, Man City got themselves a bargain. The very same player that Chelsea obtained for only 7 million just a few short years ago. He's a prime example why it's okay if things aren't always perfect. From just a Chelsea's prospect to now one of the best players in the world. De Bruyne went the long way around before finally being able to hit the heights that were hoped for him in 2013. Congratulations to De Bruyne on the 2019-20 season and winning Player of the Year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.